brought 3 student athletes with him to Hoover, Alabama. And, of course, it's interesting always to see what mix of athletes the coach chooses. So my thoughts are typically he wants some of his best players. That's point number one. Also wants to bring along some guys that represent the university well or fine students. Also, offensive linemen seem to get the nod from the coaches. I think the lack of recognition during the season gets to the coaches, and they know how important those guys are and want to get them out front. So based on your taking in of media days, Mississippi State's slice of it, your thoughts about what was stated by some of the players?
Well, you mentioned the offensive line. Mississippi State brought 3 seniors: Martinez Rankin, Donald Gray, and Des Harris. Martinez Rankin is the offensive lineman that you're probably alluding to. Martinez Rankin is one of the most purely talented players on the team. He's skilled, talented. He was a 4-star recruit in the class of 2015 out of junior college, the number 1 offensive tackle in the class. He played extremely well last year, was the SEC offensive lineman of the week against Texas A&M, and that upset that sort of turned Mississippi State's season in an upswing. He's a good representative of Mississippi State. He's a good kid on and off the field, of an extremely talented player who has first-round talent. He has as good of a chance of going in the first round in this upcoming NFL draft as any other Mississippi State player, probably the best chance. Donald Gray is a senior wide receiver. With the departure of Fred Ross this past season, he's going to be Nick Fitzgerald's main receiving target. Last year he played well, but not an extremely great year, but he still did play well. He was alongside Martinez Rankin in that class of 2015 out of junior college, except he was the 7th overall recruit nationally and the number 1 wide receiver in that class. He had 5 touchdowns, receptions, averaged 17 yards per catch, but we're going to be seeing a lot more of Donald Gray this coming year. He's the experienced guy with a lot of talent that Nick Fitzgerald's going to be looking for. And Des Harris is the guy that I think surprised a lot of Mississippi State fans when he was selected. You'd expect a guy like Nick Fitzgerald or running back Eris Williams, but Dan Mullen decided to go with a 3rd senior. Des Harris, I think, was more of a feel-good story, is the reason why Dan Mullen chose him. He's been battling injuries throughout his career, a couple of ACL injuries. Last year, he was Mississippi State's 11th tackler in terms of number of tackles, 37 total tackles. But he's a senior. He's a good representative of the university. Had a nice royal blue blazer on. I'm glad. I like the selections that Dan Mullen chose. Des Harris is the under the radar one, but I still liked his selection.